What is Unity more than an engine? Okay, so join Alexandre Kikuchi, head of Dev Advocacy AMER and game developer, as he introduces Unity's ecosystem of products, services, and programs for indie developers. Yeah, that's right. So in this session, we will take a look at the Unity engine, the world's leading platform for mobile development, as well as tools for growing revenue, measuring success, and building amazing player experiences, all right? So this session is in English, so if you want to listen it in Portuguese, just please access our link here at our channel, all right? So please, let's welcome Alexandre Kikuchi, Head of Developer Advocacy for Games at America's on Unit. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, totally. Are you excited?
Okay. Yeah, always. I love big festivals. It's been quite a while since I participated and, being part of this amazing community.
That's great. So the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you. And okay, so hello, everyone. My name is Alexandre Kikuchi. My talk today will be in English, but remember, you can find me on social networks. I also speak Portuguese. Eu também falo português. Eu também hablo espanhol. Então, sorry. So you can also contact me, and I'll be glad to help. Okay. And yeah, so today I want to talk a little bit about what is actually Unity today, and why it's more than an engine instead of, I believe we all know Unity, about the editor, about, some amazing tools about creation, but I want to talk a little bit more than that. Okay. And yeah, today I'm the head of the developers advocacy for games in Americas. It's pretty much, we go to talk with the community, with developers, with customers, around the world. My region is Americas, but we do participate, in many events around the world. Of course, right now it's all online. We are going through these hard times, but hopefully this will all get better soon. We can all meet together again, which is, always great, to meet everyone. So just to start, I have here a quick agenda for us today. So first topic is Unity now. What is Unity now? What Unity is doing for 2021? Some challenges for the game industry. Also, more than engine, I want to explain a little bit what about our verticals and what we're doing in, let's say, different fronts, like in our create and operate solutions. And then how you can actually scale that, and finally, let's do some question and answers. I believe we'll have some time, but today is not just about the engine itself. I want to have this quick chat with you. Please send me questions. I really want to hear more from the community, especially during this, great event that we're having right now. Okay. So first topic, Unity now. And what I really want to, I believe some of you already know about Unity. Some are just getting started, especially in the game development. Some of you want to create your next dream project, your next game, or your next animation. And all I can say is Unity is leading the way to the future. So we all know games are among the most technically challenging form of media to create, especially from a technical point of view and also engineering standpoint. So they are complicated to build, and they are real time and they are interactive. It's not something that is flat, something that is static. It's interactive. It's there. It's on your screen. Players are playing. So real time means the next frame a player is created in an instant. I don't know, a third of a second, or many mobile games, or many seconds to come. It needs to be instant. It needs to be in real time, and it needs to work for all platforms, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this, about what platforms Unity supports right now, but it's very different, from TV and web, and most of those contents are fixed and changing. So interactive means that games change in response to the input of players. And it's dynamic, it's responsive. And I really want to not only talk about how you can build some of the tools, but actually how you can operate, and I believe many of Unity developers today doesn't know too much about our products. And I want to introduce you to this. I want to invite you to get to know a little bit more about those tools, which is being used for many games, from small indies, to AAA game studios today. And yeah, I think most of you know that mobile is very strong with Unity. More than 70% of top 10,000 mobile games right now are made with Unity. And that's just mobile, but I can say like more than 50% of the market for platforms, for all platforms, are now made with Unity, like for games in PC, consoles, especially on Switch. Okay, and this not only shows like, okay, there are many games being released with Unity, but also shows that there are so many developers that trust our platform, that they want to achieve their next project, that they want to achieve and have success with their next project, and not just create some kind of different experience. They want to bring that experience to all platforms and reach a bigger audience. And what does that mean? So we work closely with many developers around the world, and and all of these creations also impacts in many consoles. And this is just an example. Today, over half of Switch titles are made with Unity right now. So these are some of the titles I believe you heard about. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Genshin Impact, which I believe it has millions of downloads right now, and it's a great game, about exploration. I'm going to talk a little bit about different genres and different platforms as well. So moving on, and again, it's not just about mobile platforms, but also there are no limits right now, right? So if you want to create shooters, if you want to create platformers, simulations, card-based, any kind of game genre, it's possible with Unity today. And this is one of the things, I've started to use Unity like 10 years ago, something like that. And I started in not really with games, but creating serious games, after games, and also applications with Unity, because it was so easy to use with different platforms. And then when I started to create and design my own games, and I did so many different experimentations, not just, I want to create this 2D game or more simple interaction, but then it started with AI, and then I evolved to something else. And this is what really it's amazing about all those developers creating all those different games. And as you can see on the screen, there are so many different types of games right now in different genres that it's just possible to create all of those. Okay, and again, it doesn't matter if you are a solo developer or if you have hundreds of people in your studio. Many of those developers and studios, from small to big ones, trust Unity to create the next project. Okay, so some of them here, like GTFO, one of my favorites, which is City Skylines, Hearthstone. They're all great games in different genres. And yeah, so this is a very, let's say, interesting slide, which shows some games that are made with Unity, they create with our Unity engine and the editor, but also some titles that is part of the Unity family, what we call the operate solutions. So I think you heard about Fall Guys and Valorant, Heyday. So those different games, they are powered by some of our Unity products, which again is not just about the Unity editor anymore. And that's the message that I want to bring here today. Some of these titles like Pokemon Go, as I said, Hearthstone, Mario Kart Tour, these are all great titles. They are using not only the editor, but some different Unity products. And but also like Fall Guys, Valorant, Heyday, they also use some of our operate solutions, which I'm going to talk a little bit today. And we at Unity, we have more than 20 products. It's a lot. I'm not going to cover all of them today, in details. This I could, give a talk just about each of them alone. So today I just want to invite you to get to know them and see, okay, this can be used for a project. I'm sure some of them can be used for a specific project that you are developing. And next, so my agenda today and what I want to cover is, okay, Unity is doing so much for the developers. There are so many products that you can use. I'm going to, again, discuss a little bit about them, but also want to bring a little bit about the challenges that developers have today, and it's not just about creating games anymore. And it's not just about, okay, what kind of technology we are going to use, what kind of, programming language or art style that I'm going to use. Create the game is just the first step. How are we going to keep the game alive? How are we going to, keep your community engaged, or, keep updating, creating new content, making all those things alive? And, this is a challenge today, not only because of the many products that you see that, releasing on all those different platforms, but how you can keep all those, players engaged with your game, with your product. And some of those challenges that I want to bring here is the word of game sales has changed. That means like the way you sell your game, the way you want to put all this in front of the players, for them to try, to experiment, to really play your experience, it has changed, and that's why also part of this is not just about it's not just an engine, it's not just about creation anymore. And some of these challenges are like discoverability, with where millions of games have been released. It's a very hyper competitive space. Even big games can get missed. Not only on the Steam stores, there are so many stores out there. It's hard to get featured, right? And also this leads us to fragmentation, with which you have different obstacles, like government regulations, and also so many rules from digital app stores. That there are so many things going on at the moment. You have so many options that again, it's not just about creating the game anymore, right? And performance. So with visibility and all-time low and audience engagement, it's more crucial than ever. And store distribution must be strategic and widespread. So we not only have solutions for each created game, but also where are you going to add and put your game, right? Where are you going to engage with your community? What tools can you use to engage with them? So, okay, you create a game. How can you engage with them using the same products in the same project that you have right now? Okay, and more of these challenges also comes how you're going to deliver, right? And how what are the demands from that, right? So first of all, I believe you all agree with me, game quality is paramount, right? So bugs are not tolerated. We all see how many games gets released with bugs or not finished, or even with some problems that we believe, this should have been fixed before. Also, like zero downtime, lag free, especially for online games. And you need even more immersive gameplay. So quality is paramount. You need to have quality in your product. And games need to be everywhere, right? So the more platforms you can get, the bigger the audience you will get also, right? So every platform supported, global accessibility, and also cross-device play. And yeah, I can say you can do all this with Unity, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And games don't launch, they live. And oh, sorry, I forgot to just show these pictures here. So games don't launch, they live, which means like we want to keep the players engaged, like delivering new content, and we want to maintain all our content for that, the profitability, for our community. And this is part of I was saying before, like it is not the creation is just the first step. If you're here, especially at big festival, and maybe talk with a bit of with some of the publishers and investors here, or fellow developers, I'm sure you talked about all these challenges, all this, how all these demands that the market and players really wants from you, right? So I believe you agree with me that, create a game. First step, how we're going to keep it alive, how I'm going to face and all these challenges, and finish my product, finish my game in all these platforms, and keep it alive. And the big, I love this phrase, and the big word right now also, and we have the platforms, the technical challenges, the market, digital stores, but also the players demand more. They want more. They want more games, better quality, and they just demand more from each game they are consuming, right? So this is a big statement, and this is part of the biggest challenge today, where when you want to develop the game and add to different game stores and use different technologies, right? So players demand more. And there's special slide, this one that I want just to talk about very quickly. It's about streamers, right? I believe especially that most of us are still isolated. Most of us are still at home, waiting for these hard times to pass. And one of the things that increase it a lot, that are bigger than ever, are streamers. And streamer, not only streamers but players that can see, like, they're watching all those people playing, all those different players and communities throughout all these different channels like Twitch TV, YouTube, Discord, even Facebook. There are so many not only programs now but also games being streamed, that this is also a challenge for you. Your game will be there and can be there. You can use this when you release a product. You can use this to leverage and use this in all as an advantage for your game. And it's there. It's bigger than ever. These are some statistics. That's a hard word for me. Stats from from what we can find there about streamers. And yeah, this is not only a challenge, but remember, you can use this in your advantage with your game. And also, a great topic from Square Enix. Imagine having your game played by 100 million people, and of course, that's just a number, but imagine millions of people playing your game. And that really changed your perspective on making games, right? And game developers, they are creators, right? They want to make fun games. You, as a game developer, you want to create not only fun games, but with less bugs, lag free, and as much platforms as you can support. And not only that, but imagine all this being played by millions of people. That really changed the perspective of making games. So I want for you to have this in mind. And so we talked a little bit about Unity. Some of the games released with Unity, some like that. Unity is not just about the creation, the creation of the game anymore, but also how you can keep the games alive. We saw a little bit about the challenges that we have today, and but what is actually Unity doing? What you can do with Unity? So if you're starting with Unity, stick with me, and please find me on social networks. I would love to get in touch and know more about you. And if you are an experienced developer, creating your game, your next dream project, stick with me also, because I want to show some of the products that maybe you did not hear about before. And yeah, let's see, how can we use this in your game? So yeah, it's just not an engine anymore. We are a comprehensive platform. There are so many products that you can use, with your game today. And we like to say we have these two solutions: create solutions and operate solutions. And with the create solutions, you have the editor, which I believe many of you already know about. And also, not only creating games, but we do have other products for other verticals. Unity right now is being used for other industries like the automobile industry, manufacturing, and so many others. And you can use different products also for those other verticals, those other industries like Reflect, Forma. So even like I know in Latin America, which I'm from Brazil, and sometimes it's hard for us to get started, right? Creating games or our passion project, or just I want to join this amazing game company, but there's no position right now. I'm going to also discuss a little bit about that later. But maybe you can get started in a different market or different industry. I started this like this myself. I didn't start in the game industry at first, but I learned Unity. I wanted to create some different experience, some apps using Unity. And then after that, now I can maybe try to find my position in the game industry. So that's how I started. So there are different ways for you to get started in the game industry if you want. But remember, there are so many other different industries there that are using Unity products, and it's amazing. You're going to see it's a lot of fun as well, and there are so many technical challenges that I'm sure if you want those, you'll find it. And operate solutions. So let's say you create a product or you create a game, and how you can engage with the community, or let's say if you're creating your mobile game, and how are you going to monetize, right? How are you going to engage with your players and make I want to add items to my game, and we have all those different systems with Unity, which I'm going to discuss a little bit about that soon. But some of them, like user acquisition, monetization, we have this built in Unity already. End user engagement, cloud operations, and so many more. So you can create and then keep operating your game, keeping it alive. So this is, I don't like to show this, a lot of text in one slide, but I really want to have the big picture, right? So there are some of those products that I mentioned, and not just about create and operate. I want to mention some of them for you today, but these are like, let's say, a review about some of these different solutions that we have that many companies are using. And again, from small indies to big studios, right? And I'm not going to explain all of them, there are so much here, but I really invite you just to get to know some of them. It can be in our webpage, or you can also contact me later. I have some slides that I'm going to just talk briefly about it. But like first, create solutions. Like we have creative tools and DevOps. We have the game engine, which we know about that I was talking before, the game editor. But also we have some other tools like Unity Art Engine, where you can really create art based on real photos, real pictures. We have a really great solution for artists, designers, also programmers, right? Which is the visual scripting. Former it was both before. Now we call it visual scripting, which you can actually create behaviors, gameplay without using code. It's all node-based, so it's very easy for you to get started, even if you want to learn, the programming logic, or artists. If you don't want to touch code, you can create games or gameplay or behaviors using visual scripting. Okay, and of course it's integrated. It's already built in Unity. It's part of the game engine. You just need to import as a package, and you can also connect with C# code and some other tools that we have inside Unity. So it's great. If you're a designer, if you're an artist, I really invite you to give it a try. And if you're a programmer that just want to prototype faster, or just want to, see how easy it is and how powerful it is, just give it a shot. Okay. And yeah, and some other tools like mobile art creation, Mars, that you can create some AR experience with it. I'm not going to discuss too much about this. This requires, an entire talk itself. And some DevOps tools like source control, Plastic SCM. Well, if you know like GitHub, or any kind of other source control, it's very similar. Plastic is very powerful. It's being used for big studios and small studios as well. We are using right now, even in internal project that we have here, and it's amazing what you can get. And it's also very good not only for code, which we all know some users, they have a hard time with some source control solutions that but this works just it's just good for coding or for code. This is not the case for plastic. Okay, so you can use for different type of assets, different type of files, not just code anymore. And yeah, so and again, there are so many different products here. I'm not going to touch all of them or explain. One thing I really want to mention is Netcode, which is coming. We have some really great articles at our blog, at our website. Please take a look. And soon, very soon, we'll have more news about this. I can't really talk too much about it right now, but we have more news about the new Netcode. And yeah, it's a great solution that is coming for everyone. And some of those operate solutions are being used for those for some AAA titles. But let's check some of them. But before that, from create solutions and operate solutions, let's quickly discuss about create, right? In create, these are some great titles. Just a few examples of the great titles that we have in the market that were released with Unity. Genshin Impact, with just past 1 billion revenue on mobile alone, and Call of Duty Mobile, they just passed more than 500 million downloads. Yeah, imagine that number. And Among Us, with so many, remember that I was explaining, about challenges, about streamers, and how you can get your game in front of, millions of players through streamers, through, even if you want to stream it yourself, we have so many different tools right now. So Among Us, more than 435,000 viewers on Twitch stream. So it's a lot of people playing or watching others play. It's it's amazing, all those numbers. And again, imagine that this is something you can get in your product, in your game, using our tools. And one thing that made it's a very, let's say, it's a very big feature of Unity, and it's something that got my attention back there. It's how many platforms you can support in your project, right? So 20 platforms and counting. So yeah, deploy to the widest audience possible. And yeah, so just a quick review. In Create, we have all these amazing different tools for you to create your next dream project. In this first picture, we want to say, not we want to say, but we have already 2 new renderers, which is URP and HDRP, Universal Render Pipeline, and High Definition Render Pipeline, which is replacing what we call the built-in render that we had before for 2D and 3D. If you have Unity Hub, you can still find the old ones, but well, if you have a new project or just started a new one, I really want to invite you to try URP and HDRP, which would be our standard renderers from now on. Okay, and they are really great. The performance is really good. URP you can use pretty much for mobile projects. Even like if you doesn't need like a lot of from the hardware, you can use the universal render pipeline. Okay, and the high definition render pipeline, you can use it if you really requires high quality graphics with high quality lightning shadows. So they just let's say they behave differently. You have some different tools, and of course HDRP is a little bit heavier, but yeah, you can use for just more realistic projects and having some more realistic effects on your screen. And we do have 2D tools, addressable asset system, which you can, use it to import, external content to your product. So a lot of optimization tools in your hand. And yeah, Unity is a library and platform partnerships. And again, there are so many more different products and tools that you can use to create your next project. So please check our website. There are so many links there. And again, feel free to reach me and we can discuss even more. So just a review about Create. But while also you're designing your project, or if you want to create your next project, this is a very important information. So this is our product release cadence. That means we have, let's say, two solutions for you. First one is text string, with the cadence is like 6 months. And in this text stream, you can use it for, maybe pre-production projects, or maybe you want to try a latest feature that just got released, or it's being, it's in beta, and you just want to see something, something new that Unity is developing. So text string is for you, and the support is 5 to 6 months. Okay, and then after that, we have the what we call LTS, or long-term support, which we have a 2-year long support with a very high stable version of Unity that you can use for your project. And well, if you're developing a game or any kind of project, maybe it'll take more than a few weeks, or a few months. Maybe it can take years for you to finish your game. So be sure that with LTS, you're going to have all the support, for not only bug fixing, but also improvements in Unity version. Right now, we have the 2020 LTS. There are some versions from TechString for 2021. So please take a look. And there are so many great features coming. Yeah, remember, if you have a project, big project that you want to, start, already how you're going to design, you have, a full pipeline for the project, go with LTS. But if you want to test, prototype, or just try different features, go with the text stream. Okay. And yeah, so this covers a bit of the create solutions. You have the game engine, you have some different products for you to, optimize your project, for you to, connect and test and import and export different types of assets from your game. And this is a quick message, for King, like migration to future-proof, and it reduces overhead. So this is very important, especially for your next projects. They release it, this amazing game. If you don't have or didn't try yet, just go to the App Store and try it out. It's the new Crash Bandicoot. It was a big part of my old days as a gamer. So yeah, just try it out. The game is amazing. It's made with Unity. And now, like, we talked about a little bit about the create solutions, but what about operate? What we can actually do after creating your game? You creating your game, okay, it's amazing. It works different platforms. How we can keep the players engaged, how we can reach different audience, how we can keep it alive, And yeah, Unity, it's an engine agnostic services and can support any publisher, any title. So if you're a publisher and you're checking this talk, be sure that we also have solutions, even if you're using a different engine, right? So these are just a few examples of different games like League of Legends, Apex, Rainbow Six, Rogue Company. They are all using some different products from Unity. And like, just for example, League of Legends, they have millions of active users, using the voice feature from the game. From, yeah, if I remember well, more than 150 different countries, so there's a lot of people talking in their games. So imagine, and again, you created a game, you have an amazing game. How are we going to keep it alive? How are we going to play? It's an online game. Players want to chat. Players want to exchange messages. They want to talk with each other. So imagine all the structure or the backend solutions you need for that. So Unity Operate Solutions have all this for you. And yeah, just some examples of the backend solutions, remote config and economy, make changes in real time without having to redeploy your game. And that's really good. If your game is already out there, it's already working. Imagine if you need to make changes and you don't want to, redeploy all over again, make players to download many of those content, especially if it's on mobile, right? Mobile, and as we saw from the challenges, players demand more. They don't want to keep downloading stuff again. They want to keep downloading, big files. So with remote config, you can make changes without having to redeploy all over again. And cloud content delivery, I have a special slide for this. So for now, I'm just going to skip it. But yeah, fully managed solution to get the right content to the right users, and cloud save. Yeah, so you can store any data and persistently and give your players all that experience and across any device. And yeah, what I was saying about the cloud content delivery. So how it works in let's say in a nutshell. Um, let's say you alter your game, create a game, in any game engine. Doesn't matter if it's on Unity. The only thing you need to manage is to separate your downloadable content from your standalone players. So just have these two different content. If you use Unity, we have some different solutions like the addressable asset package, but you can also, like, if you're not using Unity, you can just use the solution you have in your engine. Then you need to package your content and upload it to the cloud content delivery from the dashboard or the command line. So it's that simple. And then you build your game and distribute it. Now your players can access the same content without worrying, about security, reliability, or even scaling. So that's the magic there, and it just works. It just works, right? So it's a solution for managing delivering, 2D and 3D content. It's agnostic. It doesn't matter if you're using it or not. It's reliable, fully managed solution. It supports different packages. And yeah, it's backed by a top CDN with industry leading number of points of presence. So that means it will work in all regions. Okay. And let me check the time because I don't want to just, okay, I'll have time. And yeah, so some other examples here for operating solution, Delta DNA. So you can, imagine if you need, to get all this game data from your players, which is really important if you're developing for mobile, right? So with Delta DNA, you can understand, what our players, your players are facing your game. Like imagine real-time game data. A/B testing and player segmentation and all that stuff. So you can get all this with Delta DNA. Okay. And one thing that I really like, and this is a special invitation for indies, is our game growth program, right? So Unity will partner up with you to do some user acquisition funding. That means bringing more players to your game. You're going to use, our tech solutions to acquire, engage, and monetize users, but also, you're going to work together. We are going to work together with you to do some of all the strategy to make that happen and to be even bigger, to have even more success for your game. Okay, so I invite you to take a look. Please go to our website. Anyone can submit your game. You just what you just need to have is a Unity game, a free-to-play Unity game, indie, and using some of our ad solutions. Of course, the team is going to discuss more with you, but please go submit your game and let's partner up and bring your amazing game to a bigger audience and having even more users to your game. Okay. And yeah, this is another opera solution, and I've been talking about this a few months already, and it's great because even as a game developer myself, I didn't know too much about this in the past, about how many different digital stores we have in the world, because we all know that mostly, the Google Play or the App Store, from Apple, but actually we have more than, I don't remember quite the number, but with Unity, we have more than 10 different, digital stores with us. So UDP, Unity Distribution Portal, it's a free self-service, self-serve solution that will allow you to publish your game to many different, Android app stores all around the world. Right now we have more than 1,000 studios with us, and more than 1,500 different games already using UDP. That means, like, and again, we have an entire presentations alone about this, but that means you can only reach the audience, from Google Play or App Store, but also different digital stores, which have more than 1 billion players, all waiting for your game. And this is already built in Unity. Okay, so and how it works basically. So it will just increase your audience. It will reduce the obstacles of self-publishing because it's all in Unity. Unlocking all this marketing for you, and not only having more players and more audience for you, but imagine you're going to increase your revenue. You're going to increase some different solutions that you have that you can deploy to your game, right? And it's a single console for reporting and deployment, very easy. And again, it's all built in. So please take a look again and reach out if you want to know more about this. And this is just a quick data about the unit ads around the world. So imagine all this data and that the unit developers are sharing with their games, and more than 165 million average daily users viewing unit ads globally. Okay, so that means that's our audience right there. And yeah, so operate. Just in review, there are so many different tools out there. Check our website, please take a look. And yeah, it's just not about the game engine anymore. It's how we're going to create, how we're going to keep it alive. Okay. And last topic I want to cover is about scale, something very key but very important. And every week, believe me, Latin America alone, but I do have contacts in North America and in Europe, and I have not only friends there, but customers and developers that are reaching out to me and asking, okay, do you know any new developer, or can be beginners or seniors, experienced developers? Do you know someone that I can just get in contact and see if it fits to our company? Yeah, that is the reality today. We have 4 times more professionals with Unity experience than any other platform right now. Okay, so that means a 24 year-to-year growth of professionals with Unity experience. So again, if you want to scale, if you want to design a project and you want to succeed, and you're going to succeed, you're going to scale, and you want to increase, you're going to make your game bigger, right? That means you need to scale, and sometimes you need to scale fast. And yeah, you have more Unity professionals out there than any other platform. Okay, but just remember this, especially if you have a game company starting out a project, and yeah, you're going to need more professionals. There are so many talented developers out there, and yeah, I'm sure you're going to find one that fits to your project. And at Unity, we also have this is a special invitation for publishers and investors out there, of course, for all game studio sizes. But since we're at Big Festival, I want to invite publishers and investors to get to know some of our customer set and solutions. We do have professional services to cooperate in your game. We have plans, and we have also professional training that you can just get an advantage if you're starting your project, or even if you need help in the middle of maybe you have a big project, maybe you're having some hard time figuring out how to make it work in a different market, or in any kind of solution. We have some really good professional services for you. Okay, and again, get in touch if you want to hear more. And usually we start the talk with this message, which I really deeply believe in, that we believe the world is a better place with more creators in it. So I want to end this talk with this phrase, and it's great how many talented developers we have around the world, I started in the game industry with Unity, so really, I really believe not only what Unity can bring to us, but all this networking, right? All these amazing experiences that we see being released every day, right? And yeah, this is the philosophy, and it's centered around everything we do at Unity. It's at a hardware company, and as a game developer myself, not only as someone that works at Unity, but as a game developer myself, I really believe in that. The world is a better place with more creatives in it. So if you have a project, if you have your dream game or wants to release your next dream project, give it a try. If you're ready doing that, please reach out. Let's discuss. Let's let us help you to succeed, getting bigger, and create the next great game. Okay, so thank you. That was really the message that I had for today. And I don't know, I was checking time here. I'm not sure how many, if we have time for questions or if you have questions. Okay, thank you. Obrigado and gracias.
Thank you, Alexandre. Actually, I tried to, I was like Alexandre Kikuchi, but I think it's Alexandre Kikuchi, right?
Yeah, in Portuguese is Alexandre Kikuchi. And
Yeah.
people out of Brazil, they call me Alex because it's just easier.
Yeah, okay. So, Alex, we actually have one question for you. Okay,
Yep.
so let's do this. Just a sec. So, while you're watching us, please use the hashtag BigFestival2021 with on your social media, okay? Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of our social media. Right now, we do have your question. What are Unity's best practices and tools to help home office development for devs?
Okay, there are so many great tools out there. It's hard to tell one, but if you're using, of course, the Unity editor, I would really suggest for you to try to create or to use one of, let's say, the Trello system. I don't know the right name for it. Um, a solution for you to organize your tasks. Okay, it can be a spreadsheet or anything like that. So just have in mind to be disciplined, while you're working at home, because at home, I think the hardest part is always to keep yourself, focused in one task and not getting checking social networks and all that. So having discipline is very important. And for you to have discipline, you need to have a tool or something to keep yourself organized. So it's just not about developing the game, right? So I think this would be the first step, a tool or something for you to have tasks and follow that daily. Try to work on that every day. And of course, maybe you can try to implement this inside Unity, inside the Unity editor. It's very possible to integrate different solutions with the Unity editor. But I get this is a kind of broad question. So I will invite you if you are in Brazil, we have a Discord in Brazil, but also we have a Unity Discord. Please reach out. It's discord.com/Unity. It's very easy to find. And maybe I can help you more in there because there are so many different solutions. I just could not cover, some different ones here right now. Sorry, it's just a hard question to answer right now.
No, don't worry. You did great. Okay, let's go to your second question. What is the best way to learn how to use the Unity editor to create the game?
Oh, the best way, for sure. So that's a great question. We have so many different channels right now. Of course, you can check our social channels, but also we have the Learn page at Unity webpage. In the Learn section, you can actually get check some tutorials and workshops from beginners to advanced. So even if let's say if you want to learn code, or if you want to learn some specific pipeline or product, you can find them in the Unity Learn section at our Learn page. It's learn.unity3d.com. Yeah, I think that's the one. And yeah, in there you can find the first steps, but also remember, Unity is also one of the greatest things about Unity is that we have a very big community. So remember to check out, YouTube and all those social channels. There are so many community groups out there. I'm sure you're going to find the right tutorial for you, even in your language, probably.
Okay, that's great. Let's go to our third question. Unity could insert an internal code editor. Is there any chance of this happening later?
I can't answer this right now. What I can answer really is like this year we're going to have some big news in all fronts. It's not just about the tools, but also about the industries. We're going to have some big news in the create and operate solutions that I was talking about. Some of them can really maybe help to answer your question. So just stay tuned in our social channels.
Maybe you're going to answer it like in big 2022, okay? Who knows?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. How to make a good porting between different platforms? For example, PC to consoles.
Oh, that's a great question as well. So there's no real answer to that because that's totally depends on your game. Okay, so how your game, I don't know if it's a 2D game, 3D, it's a real-time strategy game. That really depends on the scale and the size of your game, right? But there are some great news about that. So first one, Unity has, we have partnerships with all those, different companies out there, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, and as I showed before, 50, not 50, but yeah, half of the games released on Switch right now are made with Unity. So I don't like to say, oh, it's very easy to do the porting to consoles. It's easy, but depends on your game. And also there are so many companies out there. And, I know some companies in Latin America that can help you to do those portings. Okay, so first of all, I would like to say, just create an amazing game. Just select the platform you're used to create, maybe PC. And then just imagine, okay, if it is going to console, maybe I need to adapt the controllers for it. Just so keep that in mind. Keep in mind about performance, because not everyone or not all consoles have the power, the same, let's say, hardware from your PC. So it's not as strong as your PC. So have this in mind. After you create that, having all these different things in mind, then you can think about the porting. And then, yeah, you're going to find, different partners for you. But also, Unity does have a professional services for that we can talk about, okay? So reach out to us, but first, just create a great game first.
That's great, Alex. Thank you so much for your time. Would you like to add the last sentence now for us to finish this panel?
Yeah, no, the last sentence will be like, if you especially an indie developer, reach out. There's something I love to talk with, and I do talk weekly with lots of developers about how can I help you, not only with your project. It doesn't need to be actually technical, but also with networking, if the game you're planning actually fits the market. So what we can help you to succeed? How can we help you to succeed? Right? So please get in touch, reach out to me. Because of my name, it's very easy to find me, on all these different social networks. So yeah, get in touch and let's create the next game.
That's what really makes the difference. Thank you so much once again, Alex.
Thank you.
See you later.
Big Festival 2021, the biggest games festival in Latin America.